The indeterminate. Living in any city for any length of time means constantly asking the question, what was here? That is especially true in Chicago, which is built on reclaimed swampland, a flat surface with barely a hill or a waterway or other natural feature to define it, like an Etch-a-Sketch or a stage. And Chicago has in its DNA that ancient human impulse to destroy and recreate, to burn one civilization to the ground, brush away the ashes, and supplant it entirely. Perhaps it goes back to that brutal conflagration in 1870, blamed on Mrs. O'Leary's cow, when the city and too many of its inhabitants went up in flames, and developers appeared soon after, anxious to build a modern metropolis on ground that others might have called hallowed. Where other cities are sentimental, they will keep a name to honor the prior occupants, or even create a memorial of some kind. Chicago is merciless. When you're gone, with only the dimmest of echoes that might suggest you were ever there in the first place. But there is an opposite compulsion to counter that need to erase. The past is never dead. It's not even past, William Faulkner wrote in Requiem for a Nun. And in Chicago, the past lives on in the documents and photographs that are only sometimes at institutions like libraries and universities, but often are stashed away in closets, attics, and basements, in the homes of people and especially in the memories of individuals, even when the physical location where the actual events took place was pulverized by a wrecking ball long ago. The past is fiercely protected since its guardians know full well they might complicate that whole cycle of destruction and rebirth, which is sacrosanct to a large section of the populace, what they call real estate. But ethical redevelopment, I would think, must insist on history, even with the knowledge that the results of doing history properly can only be indeterminate when it comes to any particular place. History is sure to complicate ownership, revealing family connections which may have been concealed by the sediments of generations, thereby producing new heirs and stakeholders. In other words, history is awkward and might even be dangerous, but it is quite simply a requirement of justice. Any corner, any block, any neighborhood in this city has been home to many peoples, waves of peoples in fact, from different places and headed in wildly different directions, coming and going for a variety of reasons. Do all of them have a role to play in whatever happens in that space forevermore? Of course they do. Why wouldn't they?